Do you have a song for us?
Happened.
No song.
Why isn't there a song?
Because life is misery.
Why is life misery?
No, not in my house. What's the song?
It's episode 40 on the NOLAnerdcast. We got Chris, we got Matt, and Doug with Josh. There's another Josh sitting down on the NOLAnerdcast, bringing it live to your ass. Let's do it, episode 40.
You'll get caught up in love.
That's all I kept thinking.
So 80s. I like
Everything should always be
The hook
set
is
to
back.
the crossfire.
I liked it
theme
better
song.
when we were low energy.
Don't worry. Josh stopped talking. Energy back down to normal levels.
Thank goodness.
Anytime you want Josh to get a little sadder today, just ask him how his car is.
Josh, how's your car doing, bud?
The transmission is dead.
Why would you ask him that, Chris?
I'm just
Really
curious.
rude.
And it always happens, these things always happen to me before, I go do awesome things and I feel like my head's above water financially. So my head's above water financially, and I'm about to go on vacation for a few days, and my transmission craps out in my car.
This is the universe saying not to have nice things.
Yeah.
Or worry about it after vacation.
Yeah. That's a problem for future Josh.
Right.
That is true.
Future Josh has a lot of problems he's dealing with.
Yeah, but present Josh can just, shower us with gifts.
Keep pushing it back.
Shower you with gifts?
I don't want a gift.
Fine then.
Chris wants
remember-
a gift of love.
Oh.
Matt's a psychopath. Remember that.
Yeah, Matt is a psychopath.
We decided that Matthew is, I thought it was sociopathic.
You need to be
Which is it?
tested. is the
Yeah,
thing.
you do
Yeah.
need to be tested.
I'm on the spectrum.
Yeah.
Right,
Yeah.
Chris?
That is not something to
It's
be
a
proud of.
3-color spectrum, but
I'm so confused.
you're on it.
You are.
I'm trying to get this to pop up.
Oh, yeah.
Get good.
So, Chris, while I look, why don't you do that thing you do so good?
Comic book news!
Oh, that. I can do that. I've got that lined up for days.
All the days?
So, you can continue with the tradition of just being lying everywhere on the set. The Suicide Squad will have an extended cut.
Yeah, that kind of bothers me just because he swore
Because
up and
he
down there
swore up
would.
and
Well,
down.
But I'm also happy because I
Yeah.
wanted one.
I
Well,
want it.
you
I
know,
want it
he was
back.
tricked.
More Joker.
Yeah.
He was tricked.
Just like
Just like
Jared Leto.
Yes, they said, is there going to be an extended cut? No. Okay, well, I'm going to tell them there's no extended cut. Cool? Yeah, do it. Oh, wait.
We want an extended cut. There's gonna be one, by the way.
Yeah.
What? I just finished. It literally. I just told. Oh.
You guys are jerks.
DC.
You guys are jerks.
DC, you guys are jerks.
Are they though, Chris?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Fair enough.
Well, when you put it like that.
Well, I mean, prove me wrong.
Good point.
Yeah. Where's my... there it is. Legend of Korra will continue in graphic novel form
Woo!
next year.
Kurosami.
So,
Did you read what it's actually about, Chris?
yeah, Turf War.
It takes place right after their date in the spirit world.
Yeah.
And there's a turf war.
Yeah, I know. I read it
There's a
too.
lot of stuff you guys are talking about that I have no idea what
Oh
it
yeah,
is.
none of those words meant anything.
It's fine. It's
Okay.
fine. It's fine.
All you need to know is that Legend of Korra is one of the
Yes.
finest things of this or any
Great cartoon.
generation.
Didn't watch it yet.
Oh, okay.
Uh-huh.
And just like Avatar was given new life via the comic books, so are we getting new life with this.
Okay, that's cool.
Next year.
Next year.
So you can put this completely out of your head for now because it's not coming out till June of next year.
Okay,
So
Yeah,
that's cool.
it's fine.
we have the title for the third Wolverine movie. It is called Logan.
Which works because Old Man Logan wouldn't trend very well, I don't think.
Yeah.
We would get it.
And if it has any parts that aren't him being old, which I feel like there might be a transitionary section of the movie.
Yeah.
We're like,
and
what happened
the,
to that old man?
The cover is the poster is just him holding a little girl's hand.
Or
Yeah.
a small child's hand.
Fun fact, part of it was filmed here. And underneath the Causeway Bridge, they painted the pillars. Causeway, where Metairie Road is, they painted it like Italian colors. They filmed part of the movie there.
Nice.
Okay.
Were you there?
No, but they rented out my church's gym for the set to
Oh, that's
feed
cool.
the people. So
I thought it was gonna take place at a church or something.
It did not.
It
I
did.
have great hopes for this.
Do you?
I would hope so.
More than I've had for the others.
That's fair.
Yes, that's fair. Also, I'm more excited about John Wick 2.
Well, yeah, who
Two.
is?
John Wick 2? No,
Chapter
no,
2,
but here's
so
the
it's called.
problem. Here's the problem. I was also super excited for Taken 2.
Yeah, but I feel like the
Yeah.
title traps Taken in the same concept every time. Like the show Prison Break
Yeah.
has to be about a prison break every season.
Yeah.
You ruined it with the title. John Wick just has to be John Wick. He doesn't have to always get a dog or a cat to die first. You know?
But
But
it
if
doesn't
we-
hurt the movie if a dog or cat dies
It's
first.
true.
I will say that it would be great if John Wick 2 is also a huge success, so we get a Keanu 2.
Oh wow.
Well, you know, did you see the trailer for that horror movie that Peele
Okay,
directed?
yes and no, because I got scared during the
Fucking-
trailer and turned it
Turn
off.
off. It seemed like lynching. It's fucking creepy. It is more than just like a
I
horror
will go see it
movie.
if Chris goes to see it.
Not a chance.
Which, considering our track record for avoiding everything scary,
You guys should go though, because you're white. You should have nothing to be afraid of in that movie.
no.
Not a chance.
I'm a furred. I'm a feared.
So the Wildstorm imprint's coming back, headed by Warren Ellis, with a bunch of new
Ooh.
things, so everyone can be really excited.
Trick
for it.
question.
No.
John Wick 2 Electric Boogaloo.
Oh.
She gets it. No, but here's my question for you regarding Wildstorm, Chris.
Sure.
Can you tell me anything about Wildstorm?
That's where the Wildcats came from.
Wildcats.
Well, they're all going to be.
Wildcats.
Wildstorm's owned by DC now, right?
Yeah.
So
I mean, they've been owned by DC.
Yeah,
They just
yeah,
haven't used anything.
they threw like Stormwatch was out there, but it was Martian Manhunter mixed in there. And they've been
so
using
good.
Midnighter
Yep.
and a couple other characters. I'm hoping we get a new Wildcats out of it, because when a good writer does Wildcats, it's good. Like the Alan Moore run was really good. Even like some of the just
Actually,
plain
I'm
stuff
a
was
big
fine.
fan. I prefer SWAT cats.
The Radical Squad.
What about Wild SWAT Cats?
That would be cool.
There's a lot of acronym in that.
Yeah, just W.I.L.D.
Yeah, it's like
S.W.
strategic weapons and
cats.
technology, covert action teams.
Look, I'm just saying, if we live in a world where Batman
SWAT
can
cats.
team up with the Ninja Turtles, then we live in a world where the SWAT cats can travel back in time and team up with the Samurai Pizza cats.
Ninja Turtles have always had the most team up abilities. They're like the kid from like that one hospital show.
Okay,
Kinda
the Green
everything's an
Lanterns can
autistic
have a
dream.
crossover story with Star Trek, which, when combined, the greatness
The whole universe stops
averages with
making
the
sense.
boringness and just becomes average. I'm just saying, if those things can happen, why can't the SWAT cats meet the Samurai Pizza cats? I'm
All the
just saying.
cats, all the time, including
Guido
Darkwing Duck
Anchovy
somewhere.
deserves a reboot. Speaking of a reboot, Chris, remember Reboot?
No.
Chris, what
I thought that was getting a like.
It is getting a reboot.
Allegedly.
Yeah, it's hard to talk about that show.
What's the other
Getting a
news?
reboot.
Remember
Yes.
that Reboot Squared?
Comixology, the online comic service, is launching a line of original graphic novels for your tablets.
Oh, that's kind of cool.
I feel like that'll catch on about as well as all those brand new Stan Lee exclusive superheroes.
Like, Comixology could pull it up if they get the right creators. They can't just do it and go, oh, here's Jackhole with McGillicuddy.
But here's the great strength of
and it's
Comixology.
Dr. Shoots Fast.
Yeah, but the great strength of Comixology is that it tailors itself to the indie crowd.
Yeah.
And it gives a platform to people who would never get one.
I still think starting with an indie name. I know that sounds like an oxymoron.
Well, there were like 3 of them that were released today, and if you give me a moment, I will tell you what they are. Because one of them is a name brand property. One of them is an Adventure Time thing, and then there's a Christmas Carol one and something called Valiant High, which looks like a teen superhero thing.
Or is it a teen type?
Alright. The Iron Fist Netflix series is launching in March of next year.
Oh, cool.
The CW Vixen animated series will return for season 2 in October.
She's also going to premiere on Legends of Tomorrow
Who?
with the Justice
Who's the what?
Society Vixen.
Yeah.
She's,
But not the same Vixen that popped up in Arrow.
No.
They already cast a Vixen. Why would they recast her?
Well, there's already 2 Vixens in fucking Arrow, if I remember correctly.
Did
It's
they
like,
already do that a lot?
no, that's right. It's Cupid and Vixen.
Yeah.
The reindeer are confusing me. One of them shoots hard arrows.
That's Cupid,
Yeah, and
Vixen's
the other
got the
one
animal
is an
powers.
animal power.
which was great. She worked out really
She was
well in
fine.
Arrow
I just
because of the
I don't
metal
know why
magic
she's called
season.
Vixen, but other than that, yeah. Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
just saying. I'm looking forward to it.
Well, it's because it's Earth 2.
Oh,
Sure.
Yeah,
sure.
whatever.
Go with
Why
that.
not?
We'll go with
Cameron Cuffey will play Superman's grandpa in this alleged Krypton series that's
okay.
coming.
Yeah.
So,
Look, Gotham has actually gotten good.
yeah.
So
I refuse to
Yeah, me
even
too.
try.
New,
It's the only one
Real
I
Talk
won't
Mad
watch.
Hatter. Fucking awesome.
Oh, I'm sure it's awesome. Where's Batman?
He's
Still a child? Yeah.
It's like Smallville.
Yeah, that's why I learned my lesson with Smallville. It's going to be a decade of nothing.
Yeah.
And a universe that doesn't make any sense. I'd rather watch one where this is an alternate universe where Batman never fucking happens.
Yeah, 'cause
That
the
would be
villains-
cool to me.
The villains
If-
can't
The
happen.
villain all exists. In this
Villains
universe,
all exist
it's,
in
it's
this
multiverse
version.
theory. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's fine. Look, all I know is we just saw the episode where remember the news, Chris, where they recast Poison Ivy to make her sexier because they had cast Poison Ivy as this like really mousy young thing.
Oh,
They're
yeah.
like, we kind of want Poison Ivy.
Yeah.
So in the first episode it was the original mousy girl. And she fell into polluted water while being touched by a metahuman. And we get that crawling out of the ocean scene, and suddenly she's hot. So comic books, guys.
Yeah.
Or comic
Whatever.
book TV.
I'm just saying, like, none of these villains exist without Batman. Batman creates all of his villains.
Like, there's like 2 or 3 that I would accept. I liked the Penguin being there, and I thought they should have, from the beginning, focused on the Owls and the Azraels.
Well, guess what season 3's about?
I know, but that's season 3. Too little,
I
too
know.
late. Already don't give a fuck.
I
about the show.
understand. That's fine. I'm just saying, as someone who really did not like season 1
Yeah.
and the first half of season 2, but I stuck with it because I have no willpower. It's like
Well, also because once you start, that's why I won't start. Because I know it'll be like all the Walking Dead fans I have to listen to every week about how awful it is and how great it's gotten, like back and forth, literally every other episode. I don't want to do that in my life. I already watched Lost. I already watched Battlestar Galactica. I don't need another one. I'm gonna wait till these shows like that are over and then find out from
just
somebody.
watch them.
Yeah. Like, no, it ended real well. Okay. I'm in. I'll watch it on Netflix.
Alright,
Yeah.
fine. Okay, that's fair. But speaking of shows like Gotham, Flash started this week.
Oh, I got it.
Haven't watched it yet.
Yeah, I haven't watched it
Halfway
yet.
through the episode, Chris hasn't started yet, so we will talk about Flash next week.
I was too busy finishing Luke Cage.
Yeah.
Chris, what's up?
Steve Orlando and Ivan Rice are reassembling Justice League of America, adding Killer Frost, the Atom, Vixen, and the Ray to the team.
Well, can't be worse than Justice League.
I mean, yeah. Also, it looks like they're synergizing the Atom because he's now in a suit with glasses. So
Synergizing.
synergizing.
Like the Arrow show.
Yes.
They're making them more like the Arrow.
Oh, yeah.
Yes. The solo Batfleck movie will be called The Batman.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Oh, you didn't hear it?
No, I did.
The Batman.
It's the Batman.
The Batman.
The Batman.
Not the Batman.
Yeah, you motherfucker.
The
Get it right.
It's definitely the Batman.
Wonder Woman has been not confirmed as bi.
No, I thought that was straight up confirmed.
Well, it's confirmed in that every writer who's ever written her has been like, yes. But but DC's like,
No commenting.
Yeah.
maybe?
I was talking
So-
to Kevin about this, and he said, if you lived on an island for 1,000 years with nothing but Amazon women, how could you not be a lesbian,
Yeah.
you know?
And that is exactly what literally every writer of Wonder
Yeah.
Woman
Yeah.
of note of the last
Who
30
has
years has
thought
said.
about the character for more than 5 seconds before they start writing?
There's a great line from Gail Simone was getting shit from someone on Twitter naturally, and
Because as a female comic
Yeah.
book writer, that's just. Although Gail Simone is great because she is elevated trolling to an art form.
someone was giving Gail Simone crap, and it's like, I've been reading comics for longer than you've been alive. There's no way Wonder Woman's gay. And she's like, listen, every writer has talked about this. She is absolutely gay in some way, shape, or form.
Yeah.
So whatever. But it's one of those things where DC can't officially say it.
Confirm or deny, yeah.
So
Well, they don't know what's going
It's
on.
like Miles Morales.
um,
Well, they never officially said he was gay or not.
True.
Right.
They're leaning towards the not right now.
he's having a big case of the not gays. Moira
It's a
Queen.
phase.
Moira Queen will return for Arrow 100. I'm sure everyone's psyched beyond words.
Oh, wow.
And Misty Knight will return for the Defenders.
Nice.
Nice.
After her very exciting run on Luke Cage, which I haven't seen, but I am assuming it is very exciting still.
Well,
That's it.
Chris,
You should just say
spoiler,
that about everything,
it
Chris.
is.
Well, okay.
Dude.
Super good.
When she shows up in her Misty Knight comic outfit, like
At
that
the
last
end.
scene,
Ooh.
Yeah, thank
I
you.
can say that because it's not a spoiler.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's all the news. That's
Unless you
interesting.
count a spoiler that Misty Knight doesn't die. In which case,
That's a
the fact that
spoiler.
he just said she showed up in Defenders
Okay, alright.
pre-spoiled.
All right, let's stop it. Let's
Doesn't
stop
matter. We could have said the same thing about White Canary. She popped.
It. Let's get to that discussion topic.
Not true, Chris, because you're thinking of Black Canary.
Whatever. Same thing.
Aha.
Ooh.
You got anything else, Chris?
No.
Alright, well, let me see. So our first discussion topic is, do you want video game or comic book discussion?
Let's do comic book.
Alright. Well, everyone has their favorite superhero, everyone has their favorite supervillains, but they're always like the big ones. Your Superman, your Batman, your Green Lantern. Well, Green Lantern might even be considered B-lister. But I'm talking, who is your favorite C and D-listers? Like your lesser-known folk that you just love. So, you know, like Josh was talking about earlier, especially coming off of the Superior Foes of Spider-Man run, talking about Shocker.
The Shocker!
Boo.
Static electricity.
Boo.
There goes Static Shock. Then, yeah.
Able to
I refuse to
Ooh,
believe
Black
Static
Lightning.
Shock is a...
generate.
It's the lister, yeah.
He is my hero.
He's got the worst powers for bank robber. I can generate static electricity. Or is it sound waves? What is it?
No, I don't know.
Shocker is intense vibrational power.
Yeah.
Yeah, so closer to sound waves than static shock. Although I'm sure you get a little cling after having fought with him.
He is the vibe of the Marvel Universe.
Yes. Well, without the brilliance.
So the inferior
He
one.
always like looked cool, and then like he would do these things, and I always thought, oh, his name is Shocker. He must be electrical.
Yeah.
How can they have both
And it
him and
Never
electro?
made sense.
And it's like
that
sound waves.
His name was Shocker, and he did not use electricity.
No.
I really liked his quilt outfit. Like, basically,
Oh,
he's
yeah.
just wearing a giant quilt.
That was a good one.
Yeah.
It's similar to Diamondback's actual outfit
Yes.
in the comics, yeah.
The Shocker.
Which they get very close to.
Man, the whole Diamondback thing was
You guys
great.
need to stop talking about Luke Cage.
So you remember that
Just
time
stop
when Luke
listening.
Cage...
I can't
the
stop
thing.
listening.
I didn't think Luke would die. I thought that was like something they were going to take off the table. That's really weird that they did
Yeah.
that. Then he came back like Harambe.
Right.
Poor
I'm
guy.
afraid I've got some bad news. Harambe is never coming back.
What?
No.
Do you remember that moment when Luke Cage said "Sweet Christmas" and murdered Daredevil? That was my favorite part.
It was on Christmas was the part
Yeah,
I thought was
yeah.
amazing.
I'm done. I'm done with you guys. I'm done. So the Shocker is my favorite B-lister.
See, before you might have
Kinda
even been able to say Luke Cage, but I think once you get your own Marvel show, you stop.
Oh,
becoming a
Tombstone.
C-lister.
Also Tombstone.
Okay, it's fair.
Yeah.
I like Tombstone as well.
Yeah.
What about you, Chris?
Well, I tend to gravitate to these C and lower level heroes. So it's very difficult for me to say. Because on the one hand, I really want to say Wildcat of the Justice Society of America.
Which one?
The Wildcat. The only one that matters.
You mean his son, who's a literal wildcat?
No, that's not his name.
What about the Marvel Wildcat? I
No.
just put them all on a Wildcat team. We can call it Wildcat.
Team Wildcat.
Is there a
But-
Wildcat in Marvel?
No.
I know there's a Hellcat.
There probably is.
But
now you're debating
I'm
me.
thinking my answer is going to be Dr. Midnight.
He's so good.
He was very good when they still needed him.
I don't know. I really like Dr. Midnight, but like most of the JSA, they kind of have nothing to do.
Not anymore.
Give it time. They're
Okay.
coming up on the TV show, which gives everyone a bump.
And in 3 years.
No, it's this season.
No, I mean they get a bump in 3 years.
Oh.
Because they don't synergize well.
In
Promote
terms of
synergy.
you liking them,
Synergy.
Synergy. Showtime, Synergy.
I don't know. What about you, Josh?
I already
Other
said
Josh?
Oh. There's another
well, I
joke.
recently started reading the Civil War, the original one, and I kind of liked Cloud 9.
Oh, there's
Nice.
a deep cut.
Nice.
Yeah.
Which unfortunately, like a lot of Marvel and DC, like made up on the spot characters, we never heard from them again.
Right.
Like, do you remember the Avengers Initiative, Chris?
Yes.
And every state had their own sanction team.
Yes, it was a good time.
Cloud9 was never heard from after that.
No.
Yeah.
It's like the Wikipedia entry of like a 90s sitcom. They were never seen or heard from again.
Yeah, it was like the Will Friedel's best friend in Boy Meets World. Just kind of never popped back up until Joey's younger brother.
Yeah. We got the older couple in Mama's Family, season 1. Anyway.
Or Richie's brother in Happy Days.
Or the
Oh.
other child in Family Matters. The one that just
Oh my
doesn't-
God.
Oh my God!
Stop the
Yeah,
sister.
why did the middle daughter stop existing?
TV is the reason for the Mandela effect because we do not trust
Like,
our
remember,
own
like,
senses anymore.
one season she's there, she's adorable, next season not even there.
Yeah.
And what I also really love the switcheroo they pulled with the most non-lookalike actresses for Will Smith's mom and
Oh my
Fresh
God!
Prince.
Yeah, she like got lighter and like not at all the same person in any
Nope.
respect.
Not even the same like personality.
No, yeah, it was like treating Don Cheadle for Terrence Howard,
Yeah.
doing it in the reverse.
And he was never seen or heard
From
from again.
except on Empire.
Which,
Wait.
wait.
Yeah.
So now he's hugely successful.
Yes.
Whereas Don Cheadle's Don Cheadle.
Hugely more successful.
Well, he's
Is
making
he?
more money
Yes.
probably, and basically the same level he's been his entire career. I think he's got a great career because he never went up or down.
He's a solid middle of the order
He's just
batter.
cheedling along.
You know what?
Cheadle water.
And you know what? That's the best thing an actor can hope for.
Can we get some shirts?
Huh?
Did you happen?
Cheadle water.
Did anyone else happen to read the article about genre show celebrities who make more money doing a shitty convention than they do actually acting?
Yes.
Really
Like,
heard about
they
that.
were talking about celebrities taking home garbage bags of 20s.
Like just
Whoa.
filled up garbage bags with. Chris is telling me the girl who played Kaylee in Firefly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She doesn't act
She
anymore,
turns down
basically.
acting roles because she can make $40,000 over a weekend at a
Wow.
convention. $20 a pop for a signature, 200 something for a
'Cause
photo op.
Thus is the demand of
$40 for a
Firefly
signed,
heroes.
like-
And if you
Picture.
recall when Matt Smith was in New Orleans,
Oh Jesus!
he
I paid
made-
for the VIP.
he
yeah.
made
Half a day.
$500,000.
In half a day.
So we're all suckers for not getting on a genre show. Is what I'm saying.
Yeah, and
I'm
just
just saying,
doing that
all
one
right,
show.
right now, HBO's Westworld, James Marsden's
God.
about to become the new king.
Yeah, because this is their Game of Thrones replacement, essentially. As soon
Yep.
as Thrones is over, Westworld might overtake it while it's on the air, to be honest with you. Because everybody
Hey!
can feel Game of Thrones winding down.
Chris loves arm fall off boy.
Yeah, he's next. We're out there with Man Reader Lad.
He's
and,
up there with
and Mouse
Modular
Boy.
Man, who can rip his arms off and beat you with them.
Yeah.
Well, all I know is that the Legion of
Why
Superheroes
would
is
you
made
do
up of the worst
Oh,
superheroes.
no.
That's what I love about Legion.
Not the Legion.
The
The Legion of substitute heroes.
Yeah, Legion.
Hey! It's everyone's favorite, the enemy.
And back to the show.
My favorite, I would like for mine, I'm going to list several that are groups of several. So,
Well, real quick though, we have a comment. Callie
yeah.
said hers favorites are Squirrel Girl, Power Girl, and Jubilee, which I will probably take off Squirrel Girl because
she's
blowing
pretty
up.
A-list.
She's so
She's
mainstream.
designed to be an A-list C-lister.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Actually, it came out today, but I ordered on Amazon. Her very own graphic novel came out today. Squirrel Girl beats up the Marvel Universe.
I'm very excited for that to come out next week.
Man.
I think Jubilee's a good one.
Yeah.
Jubilee's a good one because you tell people Jubilee's a vampire now, they'll be like, wait, what?
She's
Because no one actually
She's
reads
the
Jubilee.
opposite. She's the opposite of Squirrel Girl. She's someone that they keep trying to make an A-lister, even though she's obviously a
So
C-list. They treat her and write her into stories as if she's Shadowcat.
Oh,
and everybody knows
So
she isn't.
Chris,
Yeah.
Jubilee's Roman Reigns.
Yeah, basically.
They keep trying to push
Yeah,
her.
they're pushing and everybody goes, no, C. Like, I don't care what
Yeah.
you... She could get every question right. You get a C.
I think Power Girl kind of fits because she's not been around
Yeah.
for a couple of years.
And she's not Supergirl, who's taking all the spotlight right now.
It's like,
There's no Power Girl TV show.
It's like Squirrel Girl's like Boba Fett. Like, you can't choose that character. The character choose, like, the audience does it. You can't write that on purpose. You know, like they tried to do Phasma or whatever, which is clearly them trying to do a Boba Fett. But you know who the real Boba Fett is? Traitor.
Yeah.
Like, it's the random character everybody just the Coulson is the character that everybody just chooses to identify with. You have
Yep.
no idea what the
I
magic
can't,
is.
can't wait for Trader to get his own TV show.
Trader's
Wait
actually
for
gonna
the
pop
Christmas
up in
cartoon
Rebels.
special with the
Trader's
droids.
gonna pop up in Rebels.
That was
And the Chewy part. Just everybody just, yeah, anyway.
You right there, Josh?
Yeah, I'm good.
So, like, yeah, online, I really loved, like, the Teen Titans, like, in the 80s. Like, fuck, you know, Dick and the
Fuck
main,
Dick?
Deanna Troy or whatever. I mean, like
Deanna
Phantasm
Troy.
and, like, you know,
Jericho.
Jericho. Yeah, like, the fact that most of the team was made up of people that could literally die at any time and kind of did. It's the same thing as, like, New Mutants. Where, like, who knew who was gonna make it out? Does Sunspot ever matter? Like, I always liked him, but that doesn't mean anything. You can kill any of the New Mutants, and no one, like, bats an eye. In fact, they've killed most of them.
Yeah, they've killed a lot of them.
They get
Yeah.
better.
Like, Magic, I always felt was, like, a much more important character than she's been
So I'm
treated.
still surprised that Magic is back.
I'm not surprised. Somebody was gonna love that character enough.
Magic's gotten weirdly.
This is like when they killed her and Colossus, like, with the fucking virus.
Legacy
Like,
virus.
nobody
Legacy
was gonna let that slide. There's no way.
Wait, do you remember how Joss Whedon fixed it? With a big
Yeah,
case
he
of
was like,
with a big case of no, they didn't. He's like, wait, Colossus, I thought you were killed by Legacy. Nope.
nope,
That wasn't me.
That was hand wavium
Yeah.
that happened there, and I forgave it. I remember reading it and going, "Don't care, Colossus back. I'm
Yeah.
cool with it.
I did,
Colossus
the, I did
back.
the exact same thing. I was like, that doesn't make any sense. All right.
Fine with it." But yeah, I mean, really, like, Magic probably my favorite.
Magic's great.
Like, overall character that has never been a big prominent thing. But is she B?
No.
I mean,
Or
she's like
she's
she's
so-
B-ish.
B-ish?
She
B
doesn't,
minus?
she's always in the X books, but she's always like, hey guys, I'm going to teleport you here. Or, hey guys, I think this is evil.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's not like.
It doesn't get
I
the-
have to give a quick shout out to Megan with an H.
Okay.
She just
Megan?
contacted that she's watching our show. So real
Hey,
quick, can we
Megan
all
with an
just
H.
let her know that spelling Megan with an H is an affront to God, and she should be ashamed.
to God.
To God.
Okay.
That sounds like a Martian deity.
Sorry, Megan.
Doesn't that mean her name is Man?
Megan with an H probably pronounces them GIFs.
I think her name is Men.
It's a
if you
GIF.
Speak Irish.
It's a GIF. It's a graphic image file.
Not a graphic image file.
People need to get that.
Also, if you say GIF, you should say gigawatt. Because
You should also
both
say-
creators intended for them to be pronounced that way. Doc Brown is correct. If you go by the creator decides how the words pronounce.
First time I've ever heard someone say Doc Brown is correct.
Anyway, so back to
He is the beast of the Back to the Future world.
what about you?
He's a big fuck up. Wait, who?
Who?
You said he had several.
You said Magic.
Yeah, he said
We don't know.
several.
Magic is
But he
seven.
also said several, so I didn't know if he had a
No.
follow.
Oh, I mean, Legion of Superheroes is literally made up of C-listers. Like, all the A-listers died of old age 300 years ago.
Right.
What about-
And I love that book.
The invisible guy with the outrageous French accent.
Are you talking about the guy who's such a A-lister that you don't know his real name?
No, I didn't say he was an A-lister.
Outrageous.
His outrageous French accent. I only remember him from the Great Darkness saga, where he shows up and is like, Oh, soccer blue, dark side.
So good.
I guess for me it would be like it pains me to say it, but Booster Gold.
Oh yeah.
He had his like brief moment where he was rising,
He's-
and then he hasn't been used.
He's the
here's the-
Deadpool that didn't Deadpool.
I just don't get
Here's
the
the
Booster
thing,
Gold
was
love.
time to
I
shine.
don't.
Yeah, here's the thing about Booster. Booster hit A level, and he had that 1 year of being at A level, and then after that they were like, huh, I guess we're done.
I think
Yeah.
they get lost in the shuffle because right after that A level was when they kept shuffling their universe rapidly.
And then Flashpoint, and everyone was like,
Yeah, boom, 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 and they just forgot
Well,
about it.
he was big in Flashpoint. He was the only one who knew that Flashpoint was a thing.
Yeah, but he
But I
didn't
think
do
like
anything.
He didn't.
But I think that's kind of what killed his momentum because it was like this slowing down of like let him be Booster for a while. Like Deadpool didn't show up
I don't.
in events until
He's
after
great.
he was popular.
Booster, what I loved about did you ever read 52?
No.
Read 52.
Yeah,
you will
52
realize
is Booster
the world.
Gold's like
How-
52 is Booster
Big
Gold's
moment.
origin story, basically.
Yeah.
how much better would it have been if Booster had spent the first, I don't know, 12 issues of the New 52 trying to fix it?
yeah, just
That would be awesome. Because
it's
his
like-
whole thing is he's outside the time stream and he sees all these
give
changes.
him his own like what I wanted out of what they should do with Booster is what they did with like Deadpool during like the Dark Reign or whatever, where Dark Avengers and all that shit. Where like you read every other book and Deadpool has no impact as far as you're
Yeah.
concerned, and if you read Deadpool, he
It's
solved everything by stealing Norman Osborn's credit card and getting the Skrulls to kill themselves during Secret
Right.
Invasion by making a bunch of Deadpool Skrulls.
Yeah.
like that's what you want out of Booster. It's like Booster fixed it. No one knows.
Well, that was the whole premise of his solo book.
Yeah.
Was he was the greatest hero no one knew about.
No one has
Yeah,
it yet.
and they dropped it like a bad habit.
It got to 52 issues.
Yeah, and then they never mentioned it again.
Wasn't that like
Everything
the
gets to
episode
50%.
of Justice League? They kind of
Well,
everybody.
yeah, Booster Gold had his own episode where he was just not loved.
Where he saved the day, and they come back, and everyone's like, "Oh, fuck you, Booster, way to go."
Right.
Yeah.
But yeah, so, and I guess my other one would probably be Catman.
Yeah.
Which, because in my mind, he's an A-lister, but unless Gail Simone's writing a comic book, you're never going to see Catman
He
pop
is
up.
he is part of the Green Team phenomenon, where
Or
if
the
they're
movement.
where if they're not around, they don't exist.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If Gail Simone is always championing like these lesser-known, forgotten people, and she will continually pop people back up. But if Gail Simone's not writing a book, you're not seeing them.
Yeah.
That's fine. That's a wrap.
Yeah, it's not like Batman's like, I wonder what Catman's doing.
No, it's
It's
always
basically
like
Catman
doing
does
something.
not exist.
Yeah. I never found out what happened to the Gothamites or whatever the fuck they were called. Those two that showed up in Batman.
Oh, they're fine.
Gotham and
they're
Gotham
like
Girl?
super.
Yeah, Gotham's
super
dead.
Gothams.
Gotham's
Okay.
dead. Gotham Girl is dating not Robin.
And she got fucked up by
Like
the Cyclops.
Red Rock.
Who's part of the We Are Robins?
Yeah.
He's the
Okay.
only one to survive that.
I mean, the others did survive, but again, you don't see them.
Yeah.
For all intents and purposes, every single one of them's dead.
Yep. So
Until proven otherwise.
let's move on to our next topic, the next video game
Oh,
topic, and then we'll talk actual comics. But everyone, we like to bring up a discussion. So NPCs are in every game for the most part. Some are memorable, some not so much, but there's always a soft spot for some of them. So who is some of your favorite NPCs in the long history of gaming?
I am Error.
That's a classic. Everyone loves Legend of Zelda. I am Error.
I'm
I like
good
how
at
Chris
remembering
looks like
these.
he's dying.
Yeah, I would.
Quick, massage his head. He likes.
Don't
I don't know. I would say
Ow!
my all-time favorite is the guy who's hanging out in Megaton in Fallout 3 who just keeps on asking for water. Every time you pass by him, he's like, "Do you have any water? Do you have any water?" You give him water, and it's just like, "All right, dude."
Fallout 3 had a lot of really
Yeah.
great NPCs because they had that one dude who wanted to blow up the town,
Oh yeah.
and it was just like, hey, I'll give you like 1,000 bottle caps so you blow up Megaton.
Yeah, just do it. Just nuke it.
Just nuke it, and you're like, all right.
And you go to his tower, and you're like, button, boom. And you're like, I don't know why I did that. And then that girl who gets you to do the survival guide
Becomes a ghoul.
She's a ghoul, and she's like, "Hey, everything's okay." It's like, no, it's not.
It's weird. Fallout 3, had the best kind of NPCs and quest givers
Yeah,
that they've never really been able to come back to in those kind of games.
yeah.
My NPC, I think, would be Sergeant Johnson of the Halo series, who is a strict parody, but was killed in the game and was so beloved they brought him back because they desperately needed someone to have some sort of charisma.
How'd they explain that?
They didn't.
Okay. So they Joss Whedoned him.
Yes. So here's what happened. In the game, Sergeant Johnson's on the team that finds the flood, and they're like, "Oh my God, the flood!" Blah, blah. And like he's gone, and then Halo blows up, and then at the very beginning of Halo 2, it's like, "Oh man, Chief, that was nuts. Glad we made it out of there all right."
Surprise!
But if you look in the novelization.
Thank you for pushing up your
In
glasses.
the novelization, Sergeant
Say it
Johnson.
in the proper voice.
Excuse me. In the novelization, Sergeant Johnson has an advanced form of cancer brought on by radiation of plasma grenades, which the Flood cannot feed off of.
Worst NPC
Ever.
No, I think Sergeant Johnson. I like Sergeant Johnson the most.
Okay.
I almost thought about there's a guy in Deus Ex when you check the audio level, the first Deus Ex when you check the audio levels, says I spilled my drink, but I don't think that's an actual NPC. But that's my favorite line of dialogue from the game.
Okay.
So you take what you got.
I'm gonna throw out Sully from Uncharted.
Of course you are.
I knew you.
Oh yeah.
Of course.
You know what? You shut your poor mouth.
I just knew you were going there.
Yeah.
Because
Unless you considered NPC to have to be extras, I knew you were going to go to Sully
Yeah.
because Sully's great.
Did you ever play as Sully?
No.
Then
So
he's
he's
a
an NPC.
Multiplayer.
Sure.
Multiplayer.
Of course.
You
Alright,
get to
you know what,
play
Chris?
in multiplayer mode.
Do you have another one that's not Uncharted related?
I'm sure.
Okay.
I'm a big fan of, no, wait, you do play as him briefly. I was going to say General Leo in Final Fantasy VI. But you get that brief moment of playability with him.
Yeah, it's a second.
Still counts.
It doesn't count.
But playing as Sully as a multiplayer skin counts?
Yes.
That's what I thought.
Professor Oak from Pokemon.
There you
Oh,
go.
yeah.
He's such a piece of shit sending
Yeah.
a kid out to do his own goddamn chores.
What's my grandchild's name?
Yeah, exactly.
What's your name again? Oh yeah.
Are you a boy or a girl?
Okay, what about Triss in The Witcher?
I love Triss.
That's what I'm saying. She's the waifu. She's best waifu.
Man, you just helped me decide.
What are you saying? Are you a yen girl, Chris?
I would have to actually finish the game to make a decision.
Awful human
You
beings
bastard.
go for the yin type. Good people go for the Trish type.
Fact.
Sure.
And not just because she's a redhead, but it doesn't hurt.
It doesn't hurt at all.
Alright.
Yeah, no, you helped me decide because I was gonna say the Portal 2s, like there's Gladys and then there's the British guy.
Wheatley.
Yeah, Wheatley.
But I don't count villains as NPCs.
That's what I was gonna say. Like I was
Antagonists.
like that's a villain. So but we didn't know he was a villain. He's like an NPC for
Right.
most of the game, and then he turns into one.
Spoiler alert.
Whatever.
You should have played Portal 2 already.
yeah, but that's not.
Just kidding.
But actually, I'm going with Chloe from Life is Strange
Nice.
because the whole game kind of pivots on you liking that character. Otherwise, the last decision.
True. Like, the game really loses something if the whole half of your focus is someone you don't care about.
Yeah, like every major decision in the game revolves around Chloe and deciding, like, having too much power in her life, essentially.
Right.
And so I think the whole game is like you're kind of a blank, like
Yeah.
as usual, lead characters. But the whole game kind of rests on Chloe's likability, and I did so
Well, alright.
heavily.
Yeah.
Alright.
I have one more.
Okay.
Not bad.
But, no, Chris, give a real answer yourself.
I did.
You said you weren't even sure if that person was an NPC.
No, I told you my real answer before that part. Thanks for listening.
Oh, okay. I listened.
Sure.
Mass Effect has a ton of
Oh,
good NPCs.
they have amazing NPCs. The Volus, who has bionic powers, for a split second is great.
Wait,
I am
who-
a bionic god.
oh, the fucking bullets. Oh my god, I love him.
Because he's like
No,
high
that's
on
really
like
good.
what, red
Yeah.
sand, and he's just like and it's like
I
you
almost-
can't do anything.
I was thinking about a Mass Effect one because I was like, Rex, I love Rex, but like, I couldn't think
Rex
of like
is
the
playable.
minor guys, and yeah,
The Hanar.
it would be
some
all
of
of
them.
those.
Someone online, Jackie says, Puck from Midsummer Night's Dream, the real NPC. So, there we go. I think out of Mass Effect, I love Captain Anderson.
Anderson's good.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Anderson's good. Or any of the L4.
You know, there's also the General. What's his Pumpkinhead?
Oh yeah.
Pumpkinhead?
You know,
the
when I
General.
talk about Bishop from Alien.
Yeah. The Admiral.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
Admiral.
He's got the huskiest voice ever.
Yeah, yeah.
Just want to make love to his voice.
Shepard.
Shepard, we have
Look.
disturbance.
Who's the guy that voices Captain Anderson?
I don't know.
It's
Keith David?
also the art. Yeah,
I think, yeah, it's Keith David.
yeah.
Who
You
has
get
the
the guy,
other?
you give
sexiest
Keith David and the guy who voices the Admiral, whose name I'm blanking on. They have a baby.
Hatchet?
Hatchet, yeah.
Yeah.
No, got it. It's Keith David and Saints Row the Fourth.
Yeah.
Vice President Keith David. He's
Yeah.
the best NPC.
Yeah, Admiral
There you
Hackett.
go.
Hackett.
Okay.
Admiral
Yeah,
Hackett.
Admiral Hackett, but who is his voice? I don't know. Look it up.
It's
No, but
fucking
yeah,
the
Mass
dude from
Effect has-
Pumpkinhead. God damn it.
That doesn't help anyone.
No one knows what Pumpkin is. Are you talking
From
about
Millennium. You know, he played Frank Black in Millennium. He played.
Stop picking worse things.
He's Bishop in fucking Alien. If you don't know who Bishop
I
in
know
fucking
who
Alien
you're
is.
talking about.
Okay, but you said Pumpkinhead, and then you said
Yeah, the
from
horror film,
Millennium.
Don't say
Pumpkinhead.
Pumpkinhead like you've never heard of Pumpkinhead.
I have heard of it, but Millennium?
I haven't.
No one else heard of Millennium.
Whatever.
Don't
I used to know
me.
his Lance Henriksen.
There you go.
There it is.
So his name's Lance Hendrickson?
Yeah,
Alright, Lance Hendrickson and Keith David have a baby.
Oh,
And
it's Optimus
and
Prime.
it's raised by
Definitely.
Steve Bloom. And
Wait,
you have
who's
the
Steve
world's
Bloom?
Spike from Cowboy Bebop.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Also known as everything else ever in
Yeah,
the history of the
everything.
world.
Hey, and you need a Russian gangster? It's Steve Bloom.
Yep.
Bloom's good at
If
it.
you need a British gangster,
It's
Bloom.
also Steve
It's
Bloom.
probably not Steve Bloom, but he might
Do you
be.
need
like
an
the third
American
one.
gangster?
It's Steve Bloom.
It's a movie, actually.
Stop.
Oh,
Stop.
Denzel Washington.
Yeah.
Anyway, Chris,
Whackity
yeah,
schmackity do.
I'm dead.
that's fine.
We're all dead.
Alright, yeah, so that's NPCs. Do you have one, Josh?
I said Professor Oak.
Do you have another one? Though?
You have one that's not a monster?
Ooh. I'll think about it. I'm back.
Okay. Well, Chris, let's talk some comics real quick, dog.
Let's.
We got 4 comics to talk about.
Alright.
The first, we have 3 number 1s this week.
How is that a thing?
Because life is good.
3 books came out.
So you want to do your thing? Vanna White? Come on. Vanna White that shit up.
No, he's had a rough day.
At a rough
It's alright.
Oh.
Give you a little rub and tug.
Oh, Lapo.
So, it's we don't, what's a Lapo?
Oh, I'm having an Olapa moment.
Midnight
Midnighter and Apollo. Midnight at the Apollo.
Oh my god, that's what this book is from now on to me.
That's what I'm saying.
I don't want to talk about it anymore. Your words hurt my heart so much.
Chris, tell
So-
us about Midnighter at
So
the
this is
Apollo.
the continuation.
At the Apollo tonight.
This is the continuation of the amazing Midnighter series that just ended. Yes, they're fighting a ghost train.
Yes. And there's
a
a
golem
series
train.
that art panel. Show him real quick of him fighting through the train and just rocking everyone's
Yeah,
shit.
that's a good panel.
This is the
This makes the page look bigger. This
Yes.
is really well done.
yes. This is the continuation. Midnighter and Apollo are coming back to becoming a real couple again. Midnighter is still killing dudes left and right, and Apollo's like, maybe we shouldn't kill dudes. And Midnighter's like, well, some dudes need killing. And then we also have demons involved. It's so good to have this group back together again because Midnighter is where Booster Gold was, where he's real close to being like an A-list.
Every time he's ever shown up, whether it's in Nightwing, Batgirl, his own book,
Great.
Stormwatch, he has stolen the show.
Great.
Apollo is like his straight man,
Ah,
ironically, because they. Although I will say again, DC gets props. This might be the most
Skin shown in a gay sex scene?
I was just gonna say like a major book just with a gay relationship front and center.
Try to not say the gayest book you've read.
That's not true at all. There's so many gayer books.
Earth too.
Yeah, exactly. No, it's the
Depends on your
opposite of
definition
that.
of gayer.
Well, because like he just brought up, the Alan Scott from Earth 2.
Yeah.
They made a huge deal, like, oh, we announced him he's gonna,
Yeah, and they
Green
kill
Lantern's
he's gonna
gay.
They
be a
kill one of
gay
them.
character.
Yeah.
And then they kill
They
off his
fridge the fuck out of his boyfriend.
they fridge the shit out of his fiance, and then it never popped up again.
Oh, he did pop up, but he was a ghost.
Right, he was the air elemental.
So he's in Catman, limbo.
But
Yeah.
then you have Midnighter and Apollo, and they've always had this relationship,
Just
and they've
raw
never
dogging it on the counter.
they've never hidden away from it.
Oh, baby, I like it raw.
Okay.
Go on.
But they've never shied away from it. They've never tried to allude to it or anything.
Yeah,
They just they are a gay
It
couple.
came pre-created, so they couldn't
They
keep
could've.
them from coming
Yeah,
together.
they could've.
They could have done stuff, but they can't Batwoman it.
They-
you know, like, hey, they're gonna get married. No, they're not. We decided not to.
It's been very good
Here, show another
to have
page
that
to the
they
camera.
exist.
My point is I just really like the fact that DC is just like straight
Please
up.
pick a really
They're trying.
good one.
They're trying. Yeah. They're trying really hard.
Coincidentally, right next to Barry.
I think more representation in comics for different lifestyles is great,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and not just and having them be like a couple.
Yeah.
You know,
So we'll see where it goes, but I'm so happy to have this team back together doing
Yes.
Midnighter stuff.
it's damn good.
It is damn good.
Midnighter and Apollo is great.
Yes.
Okay. Anyway,
What's next?
all new
Wolverine.
Wolverine number 13.
Enemy of the State number 2 starts here.
Dun, dun.
So
So we're back. For those that don't know, All New Wolverine is about the new female Wolverine, and
X-23.
this is actually a really good jumping on point because you get a really brief recap of her history and origin with the whole trigger scent thing, where since she was created in a lab, there's this scent that if she smells it, puts her in a blind blood rage.
A murder rage.
Okay.
Well, guess what? That murder rage just got sprinkled over a whole town, baby.
Dun dun dun. Aw.
Like a shark.
Callie just sent me a panel of Power Girl looking all sad.
Oh, that's disappointing. No, this whole all new Wolverine series has been very spectacular since it started, and the idea of having Laura become a villain, a hunted villain of the piece, is very exciting for me. I didn't read the original Enemy of the State, but I like the idea that they're going on a similar route, that X-23 may have killed an entire town and now has to be hunted down. And it is not Civil War related or compliant at this point.
Yes, its Civil War time is over, which is great.
So it literally just doesn't even matter anymore.
It doesn't. They don't give any of the shits.
Which I love.
Here's the thing. Every single Civil War tie-in so far has been only loosely connected.
Yeah. It's always been like, hey, you're going to do something bad. No, I'm not. All right, we'll see you in Civil War.
Right? But this and the whole series of them evacuating the city
It's nice.
was adorable. Gabby is just always the best.
She's the best until she gets murdered.
Or does the murdering.
Oh, no.
Oh.
Josh, hold my hand.
No.
Please.
No.
I need it.
No.
I need your comfort.
No.
Please.
No.
Josh, hold my hand. Now hold Chris's hand.
Don't
I
touch
still
me.
like how they
God.
still have the pet Wolverine.
I will throw myself on the floor.
What's the pet Wolverine's name? Starts with a J.
Jonathan.
Jonathan the Wolverine.
I love it.
Alright. So, Marvel had 2 other debuts this week.
What?
I know. Number 1 was Mark Waid, who brought Daredevil back up to awesome levels,
Yeah.
and who is currently making really good Avengers books,
Yes.
has debuted a new Avengers story featuring all the young kids of the Marvel Universe. You know what?
That's what Cloud9 was supposed to be called.
Yeah, Cloud9 might get a cameo. It's called Champions, and it features a time-displaced Scott Summers as a young kid. It features Miss Marvel. It features Nova. It features Miles Morales Spider-Man. features the Vision's daughter.
Which is interesting.
Yeah, which really
Spoilers.
puts into question where this falls in the timeline.
Yeah.
Well, you notice Vision answered the door, and his wife was nowhere to be seen.
Yup.
Yeah.
Upsetting.
Yeah.
But no, this, Marvel's always kind of struggled with the teen heroes who weren't X-Men.
Well, we tried and also and to finish it off a totally awesome Hulk.
Yeah. So.
But no Cloud Nine. Yeah.
So it's really great that they're showing like the fractures that have come from, and I love this scene too. It's like, well, who's gonna fix that guy's taco truck? Well, not me. I just got a shield. And
Yeah. Captain Falcon was like, insurance.
they have a
Is it weird that you saw the destroyed food truck and you're like, oh, what if that was Steven?
I was like, yeah, it was like they have unions for this sort of thing. It's like Captain Falcon, and Thor's like, barely, whatever, we don't care.
Right, they're like, not our job.
Not
Civil War 3.
hashtag not our
I
problem.
would literally love him to say, verily, whatever.
Which
her?
yes. Which here's the thing, like Miss Marvel is young and full of aggression because of everything that's happened. Because Captain Marvel's a kind of total shit right now.
Yeah.
Although Invincible Iron Man, kind of softened that a little bit.
That was
great.
Which is weird because that's also Brian Michael Bendis.
Yes, but I do agree with Captain America, Captain Falcon, that all right. Well, we took down the Thinker. Who's gonna fix all this? Not me. I just fought the Thinker. You fix it.
Right. But did you know what I also liked is at the end it had like that call to arms with the other
Yes.
young heroes.
It reminded me a lot of the movement. It did.
Ooh, ouch. But we got the new Iron Girl,
Yes, and Devil Dinosaur and
Moon Girl and Devil Dinosaur,
And,
the new Wasp.
the new Wasp and Cyclops, who was not really in this issue,
But
will be in the future. Ooh,
Michigan saying hello show.
toodles. Any fellow cuckolds here? Not us.
Chris probably.
Nah, no cucks here. No, I like this team a lot, and Viv, she's the wild card, I think, because.
Do you think this is just an excuse of Mark Waid saying, I want to use Viv? We need some more young heroes that aren't the young Avengers.
Yeah.
They're now the new Avengers. Who we got? Well, we need a Vision. Why not Viv? Viv's kind of... Nah, I'm using her.
I'm gonna use her. Even if she gets killed, I'm still using her.
I like Chris's. Just keep talking, Chris.
Yeah. Anyway,
No, that's a different Robertson.
that's not me.
I thought that was you.
No. No. Anyway, I like this team a lot. I think it's got the potential to be a lot of fun, and I'm very excited for it.
Yay. I don't know what the actual moving forward plotline will be, but
Okay.
I trust Mark Waid.
Yeah.
Basically.
And remember, it's very fun to say how cool Miss Marvel is, but her first 4 villains were awful.
Yes.
It's a talking parakeet named Thomas Edison.
I forgot that. Yeah, Miss Marvel's first rival was a clone of Thomas Edison who got spliced with his pet parakeet. And he's alive, and he's creating giant evil robots.
There's nothing awful with that. That is amazing.
That's a terrible villain.
Yes, Doug, we can't see your face.
What?
Can't see your incredible.
That was the beginning of Miss Marvel's.
Yeah, Miss
appearance.
Marvel's first villain was
The current one?
Yeah.
Yes. Kamala Khan.
Kamala Khan.
What was the name of the villain?
The
Thomas
Thinker.
Edison, the Thinker.
Yes.
And his ID, he ended up being the clone of Thomas Edison, but just like the Fly, a little bit of a
The wrong.
parakeet popped in.
Yes.
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 That's all.
So, whatever. Champions has a lot of potential going forward. Very excited.
Agreed.
I guess the next book is the number
final
one.
book.
The Death of X.
The Death of X, which, speaking of books that I don't know where it fits in the timeline, this all is it has to be a flashback, right?
I mean, maybe.
because this is them discovering that the Terrigen Mists kill X-Men, and yet they've been talking about that since
Forever.
The new Marvel Now launch started.
Yeah, it's weird because basically everyone's been like, hey, the Terrigen Mist is bad for mutants. And the mutants are like, okay, well, we're leaving. Toodles. And this book is like, well, no, it just doesn't make them sick. It is giving them the plague and killing them. And it actually kills multiple men in this issue.
Oh, shit.
So, that's kind of sad.
He's one of my. He could have
Jamie
been on the
Mandrix.
list too. Of,
I liked him a lot.
Yeah.
I loved X Factor.
X Factor was a criminally underrated book.
Yeah, the run when it was a detective agency
Yeah, that
Oh my
was
God,
amazing.
so good.
What was his name? Peter.
David.
No, Milligan, wasn't it?
No, it was Peter David on X.
Was it? Okay, yeah. He like rocked it when it was a detective.
Well, he
agency.
rocked them both series. Like X Factor ran for so long and then it ended and it started again.
Yeah, and well, there was a gap too where it was Mutant X for a while, where
Yeah.
Havoc was in an alternate universe. Even that was good.
Yeah, Peter David's a great writer.
Yeah.
We should talk about him more later. But Death of X, Cyclops has come to grips with the fact that this plague is going to kill all the mutants. The Inhumans are like, yo, more Inhumans, yeah!
Yeah, it's a parallel.
Yeah,
So
because
right as Cyclops is learning that all of his people are dying from the Terrigen Mist and vowing revenge.
they land on Muir Island and Goldballs is coughing immediately, and they're like, oh, Jamie Madrox is dead, you guys. And then they cut to Japan where the Terrigen clouds come in, and the humans are like, woo! More Inhumans, yeah!
Yeah.
And then Cyclops is like, well, we protect our own. We're going to go after these Inhuman
Yep.
bastards.
And see, we knew this was coming because they teased a long time ago a mini event in the same vein as Avengers versus X-Men, X-Men
Yeah,
versus
versus
Humans.
Yeah.
So we knew this conflict was coming. It's just a matter of time.
yeah.
So we were.
And it's a four-parter, so there's not even like a ton to be invested about.
Right. It's like, you
I like that,
can
though. I
jump
like
in
that
there.
amongst
But they're each double-sized issues, so it's
Yeah.
like 8 issues, but you just don't have to.
We'll get them before the end of the year,
Yeah.
unlike Civil War.
Right. Oh.
Yeah.
Delays to no end. So we got requested.
What?
Doug, you can join me on this. A spoiler-free review of Luke Cage.
Ugh, pass.
Okay.
It's got impenetrable skin.
Short answer is it's really good.
It's really good.
The music's amazing.
Stick with it. I'd say at least
It has
till
the slowest
6.
burn
Yeah,
of
of all
all
of
of
them.
the TV shows. But
I would even say there's weaker writing up front. Like they gave all of the least experienced people the first few episodes, and then that's just coming from a writer's standpoint. Like I could feel it a little bit up front, and I was like, oh, I think I might be disappointed. And then like around episode 4 or 5, I was like,
when that first twist hits,
yeah,
and we're introduced to the antagonists,
yeah,
that is when
the rest of them.
Yeah.
Because, like, you've got Cottonmouth the whole time, but he didn't really have the feel of a big lead. Like, you couldn't feel the end in him. You know?
We're
Like,
trying to figure out what the conflict would be in the long run.
yeah, he's, like, sympathetic,
but
and even
so that we
more
don't-
so than Kingpin was, and doesn't have that, he doesn't feel right, and then, like, the thing happens where you find out, oh, there's deeper. This goes way bigger than
Right.
them.
I will say, like all the shows where they have flashbacks as well to kind of tell
Yeah,
you.
contextualize.
How does it compare to Daredevil? I will put it above Daredevil season 2, but below Daredevil season 1.
See, I did the exact opposite because I think 2 was better than 1.
That's fair. I will say, like Josh mentioned, the use of music in Luke Cage is
Oh, it's amazing.
unparalleled.
And all the artists are from Harlem.
Yeah.
All the hip hop artists and R&B and everything that shows up are from Harlem, and it has one of the best cameos.
Of all, I know
in
which one you're
any
talking
of the
about.
shows, any of the it's definitely my favorite moment in all.
It's a
Netflix.
real life cameo.
Real life cameo, and it matters, which is the
Yep.
other thing. It's like if you had like any of the other cameos that are sprinkled throughout the entire show, only it actually affects the plot.
Right.
And it's a great moment.
It really is.
Yeah, and me and my friend Monty, we want a hoodie that's specifically like damaged, like after that moment.
So it's like in the
amazing.
trailer, that one line where it's like, I'm getting tired of having to buy new clothes.
Clothes, which is a great moment.
But what
way
I love
later in the
about it
show.
is he's a reluctant hero.
Yeah.
More so than Jessica
Than
Jones.
almost
is.
any of them, yeah.
But Daredevil, I don't really know what themes. I can't remember, can pinpoint a theme. But Jessica Jones really dealt into consent and rape culture.
It was all very, very
And
integrated into the demographic of both of them,
these
her
Netflix shows.
and him.
Well, Daredevil's about having disabilities and overpowering the disabilities.
Is it though? I
It's
know,
not as much about it as Jessica Jones is about female problems and / empowerment. And this
just
is
like
about
that,
African American
Luke
culture.
Cage is about everything. You can't get around it. It does have politically charged moments, and it excels because of them.
Yeah, and maybe season 1 of Daredevil, I'd have to review it again, but that had more to do with the disability stuff. But I really feel like Daredevil's kind of carrying the themes of all of the shows, and Jessica Jones and Luke Cage, and maybe even Iron Fist get to dig into a specific culture.
Iron Fist will, if they're smart, and they haven't proven me that they aren't yet. What Luke Cage did for blaxploitation, Iron Fist will do for 70s kung fu.
Yeah.
But in terms of the deeper connections,
This is one more
think
reason I wanted it to be an Asian lead.
no, that's why I think they might deal with cultural appropriation. Because they've been touching on these really.
They'd
big
have to
topics.
confront it head on to sell me on Danny Rand with the other 3 shows that they've got being so sensitive and at the same time so confrontational with the ideas.
And that's exactly why I think they will.
Yeah.
Because they're not gonna. I don't think they'll drop the ball at the finish line for their Defender series. And
Yeah.
I might be biased because Iron Fist is my personal favorite.
Yeah.
And he's the one I've been waiting for the most. He is the reason I even got into Marvel Comics.
Yeah.
So.
And there's no overt allusions to this, but after having finished Luke Cage, I'm almost certain Defenders will be a version of Shadowlands.
Oh yeah.
There's been enough
after
characters.
Daredevil season 2.
Yeah.
I'm agreeing, but I think the difference would be Electro will be
Will
playing
be
role of
the
Daredevil.
head of the
hand,
which I always keep almost saying the foot.
But yeah, to wrap that up, we have a question from Chris Robertson. Who do I think Negan kills in Walking Dead? I want to say Glenn for accuracy's sake, but Glenn's also super popular.
Yeah.
I guess I'm not going to say Norman Reedus.
Yeah, that's literally the one they can't get away with.
Speaking of, they just confirmed Boondock season number 3, Boondock Saints 3, and had that he wants Tom Flattery to join him on The Walking Dead.
Yeah, which he might have the most pull right now.
Right?
They could kill the lead. And Norman Reedus being around would be fun.
After 2016, we deserve a Boondocks Saints 3.
I think Abraham's a good one. I wouldn't put it past him to take out Abraham.
Yes.
Josh has been super quiet today.
Sorry.
Josh has a lot on his plate / mind, which are the same thing.
Yes.
His mind is really just a plate. It's China, but it is barren.
And his thoughts are like a bull
That's right.
in that China shot. But yeah, so long story short, Luke Cage is really damn good.
But stick with it. It's got a slow
It's
start.
actually the fastest I've binged a Netflix show.
Yeah.
Partly because it's the first one that's come out when I wasn't working at a restaurant.
There you go.
So I could.
Yeah, I had to watch mine in chunks. But I think the momentum's built up at this point, where Marvel, especially on Netflix, is like a stamp of quality, and you just want to dive in to this specific street level world. The Marvel Knights sort of style thing that they're doing on Netflix. It's more
Now,
like for grown-ups.
We will also have a full-on spoiler review of Luke Cage coming out next week with our good friends Remy D and Chelsea.
Oh, nice.
They are huge fangirls of Marvel, and they will be joining us for a Luke Cage review. You won't see Chris because it's not 2018 and he hasn't seen it yet.
It's on the list. It'll get there.
What's above it on the list?
I gotta finish Jessica Jones
Uh-huh.
and Daredevil season 2.
And what else?
I gotta do that, and I should. Really
I know you
finish,
have other shows on the list.
I should really finish Voltron.
You haven't finished Voltron?
Watched the first season of Supergirl. Finished Preacher.
You haven't finished Supergirl either? It's all on Netflix.
I know, but I've only seen the one episode.
Yeah, I only watched the pilot too. I haven't watched it anymore.
No,
Actually, no, I watched
I watched the crossover.
No, I watched the pilot and the crossover.
Yeah, so we've seen 2.
But I've watched the crossover like 4 times.
Because it's
And
great.
you
It's
know
gold.
what? No moment will ever beat the
The ice
moment
cream?
where she gets an ice cream cone.
Which wasn't that like they changed it? It was supposed to be something else like tacos, and they changed it to ice cream, and she ate like 25 fucking ice cream cones.
Did she
And then-
really?
Yeah, yeah. She
That's
did.
amazing.
That's a
Because
All I
she's
know
her,
is that
and
the
she's
second that
adorable.
aired, I went online and found a GIF of that moment.
Yeah.
And you know that meme where like find you a guy that can do both, and it's just a picture of Barry Allen running,
Oh,
and a picture of
God.
Barry Allen bringing her an ice cream cone.
Fantastic.
Or the I want someone to look at me the way Carol looks at an ice cream cone.
Wow.
It's good times. But yeah,
It's a list. It's a work in
it's a big
progress.
list.
Speaking of Supergirl, I'm very happy CW is carrying over to
Yes.
season 2.
Oh my god. Yeah, it's gonna be
Did,
great.
did you see the superhero
Fight Club? Yes.
It's amazing.
I'm really hoping that what we're leading to is like the halfway point in this season is going to be like a crisis version of Flashpoint.
Maybe
What I mean is like
finish season
bringing
episode
Supergirl
1.
permanently
Yeah, no, I agree.
in a
I
CW.
think they will.
Yeah.
Now we do have a couple video game topics to talk about real quick. Some news over the week. I'm not going to talk too much about this next one because we'll be talking about it more in depth next week. PlayStation VR comes out in 1 week, and the reviews are coming in, and they're very strong, which is good because if this thing was getting panned in the press, it would really hurt its chances.
Especially in
But it's not.
advance.
So good. But like I said, we'll talk about that later. Chris's favorite game of all time got a sequel announcement this week.
What's that?
Nidhogg!
I love Nidhogg.
Nidhogg 2, the greatest co-op of like multiplayer game ever. Did you ever play Nidhogg?
No.
Nidhogg's great.
I can't tell if you guys are being
No,
sarcastic.
I am 1,000% serious.
You have no
Nidhogg is,
idea.
Nidhogg is a ton of fun.
Nidhogg.
It is like a better version of Video Bowl.
Yeah.
Simple,
Alright.
simple to play, hard to master.
It's the perfect simpleness, but then you start playing, you're like, oh, son of a bitch. And the back and forth nature until someone gains an advantage, you're just like, and that feeling you get when you get a comeback. Oh, I'll show you.
Like
Isn't it-
Joust?
Yes.
Basically,
Haha, Joust.
After that, so we got some remaster news. Chris.
yes.
What game series, and you're not going to know this answer, I'm just asking you because I want to see you guess. Did you really, yeah, Callie gets it. Callie loves Nidhogg. Callie kicked Chris's ass in Nidhogg.
Nah.
What Vita exclusives, now that Gravity Rush is coming to PS4, do you think should really hit the PS4?
Persona 4 Golden.
Nah, dog.
Alright. I'm tapped.
Come on, bruh. You got this.
No, not really.
It's-
Minecraft?
Is it the Uncharted game?
Is it Minecraft? Is it
It involves an evil teddy bear and a bunch of school kids. It's Battle Royale meets Phoenix Wright. It's the Danganronpa franchise.
Oh.
Well, here's the thing. Danganronpa 3 was coming to PS4 and Vita, so they decided, you know what? Fuck it. Let's remaster the first two and throw it on the Vita, but instead of nickel and diming us, they are combining the two into Danganronpa Reload, featuring the first two games. And seriously, if you haven't played it, it's amazing. It's like a visual novel adventure game, but you are trapped in a school, and it plays like half adventure game visual novel, half Phoenix Wright court case, where a kid gets murdered, and the rule is if you can kill someone and get away with it in the court of law, you can go while everyone else dies. So it's people trying to create the perfect murder, and then you trying to figure out who actually did the killing, and it's fantastic.
Weird.
It's super dark, even though the art style is super cheerful. It's way better than it should be. So that's coming. However, if you thought that wasn't obscure enough, Xbox just announced today that they are going through the deepest of the deep cuts for its remaster well.
Sadeki,
You wish. You wish it was as well known as Sudeki.
Pinbot. Oh.
Oh, it's not Sudeki.
I'll tell you. All right, it's a lesser known property than Blinks the Time Sweeper.
You know what? Blinks was my second choice.
It's less well known
Oh God.
than Blinks the Time Sweeper.
What could it be?
It's Voodoo Vince,
What?
the Mario 64 ripoff game where you play as a
God.
voodoo doll.
Wow.
You don't remember it, do
Wasn't
you?
that a rare
No.
game?
No.
That's grabbed by the
inspired
Goonies.
by a rare type game. Turns out, for the longest time, Phil Spencer said it was his favorite original Xbox game,
Oh.
and now suddenly we're getting an Xbox One remaster of it. So Voodoo Vince
No.
and Danganronpa both deep
Why not
cut games.
Sudeki?
First of all, why not a lot of... The original Xbox had a lot of surprisingly good games.
What about Jade Dragon?
Jade Empire?
Jade Empire.
What about Brute Force, Sudeki,
Yeah.
Mech Assault,
Yeah.
Crimson Skies,
Oh, Crimson Skies.
Gun Valkyrie was really good. Do you remember the Otogi games?
Yes, I love Otogi.
Right, like the original Xbox had a lot of solid games, and yeah, the Vita is dead in America. In Japan, it keeps getting games, but like Digimon Next Order, they're only bringing the PS4 version over, not the Vita, because it just doesn't make sense. The cost to localize a game would probably be more than it would cost to make it. But yeah, so the Xbox One is going real deep cut.
I guess. I hope they enjoy it.
Which brings us to our final topic.
Uh-huh.
Well, right after I say this, because I know Josh will want some good news.
Yeah.
Bethesda and PlayStation came to an agreement.
What?
And Fallout 4 and Skyrim and future games will have mod support. So a couple weeks ago, we reported that Sony killed off mod support because it wasn't following guidelines. You know what it reminds me of, Chris?
What?
When PlayStation was starting to gain ground in the indie arena during the PS3 360 era,
Yes.
because they didn't impose file size limits, but Xbox did.
Right.
So PlayStation was going to get Castlevania Symphony of the Night, but Xbox 360 wasn't. So they went back on their previous restrictions and were like, you know, if it's going to cost us games and support, then who the fuck cares? So it's like that whole situation, but reversed. So now you can get your Skyrim remastered and get your mod game on. You can have Randy Savage be a dragon.
Hey, the best part to
I thought the only
Skyrim.
mod, well, the only one that I read is that they're going to allow 4K.
Well, no, that's not a mod. That's an update for all games with the PS4
Yeah, I guess I'll
Pro.
just have to go through the mods and see what they're offering.
I think Thomas the Tank Engine
Yeah.
of the Dragons was the best one.
There's so many ridiculous ones. Actually, Jacob, I wouldn't sell yours. I still love it because it still does get indie games and download games, but you're just not going to be able to walk into a GameStop and buy a Vita game anymore. They're just all going to be digitally available. But yeah, the Danganronpa and the Voodoo Vince brought me to my last question. So, Chris, we'll start with you.
Yes.
What is an obscure game that you would love to see remastered on the PS4 or Xbox One?
Well, I think I mentioned two of them. Sudeki and Jade Empire.
Yeah.
I would love to finish Jade Empire at some point.
Do we count Jade Empire? Does a BioWare game count as obscure?
Yes, because
How do you?
yes, because
That's for me.
Okay.
it's the most obscure of the BioWare games.
That is true.
Because everyone's like, oh, BioWare made the Knights of the Old Republic and others.
And then they forget Jade Empire was the same.
And they forget that
console.
Jade Empire was kind of super cool.
To be fair, when you think BioWare, you go Knights of the Old Republic, you go Mass Effect, and you go Dragon Age.
Yep.
Okay, that's fair. So, but outside of those two,
Outside of those two, something kind of old and obscure for repackaging. I would say the Ghostbusters Atari game.
really?
Yes,
Huh.
because it's great.
I don't think I
Ooh,
played that.
Infamous
I
1.
played the
That's a vagrant story.
awful. That's the one I was trying to think of the whole time. Okay, yeah, maybe.
You know what? Then I will say Legend of Dragoon.
That's a good one. Yeah.
Or there was an even more obscure game by Working Designs, the people that brought us the Lunar RPGs. It was a Final Fantasy Tactics style game with a friendship system, but using mechs. So it was like Gundam met Final Fantasy Tactics. It was called Vanguard Bandits.
Oh wow.
and it used the same lunar style, like pop culture references and very
Oh, yeah.
humorous translation. That would be amazing. But if I had to choose a PS2 era game, you know what I think would be really good with the movie coming out?
Well,
The Ghost in the Shell standalone complex PS2 game, which
Yeah.
I thought was amazing. Or, oh god, Psyops. Did anyone else
Oh,
play
yeah, I remember
Psyops?
I
Psyops.
love Psyops.
Psyops was great.
When we get a Parasite even there, we're at.
I would love for them to remaster all
But see,
those.
the problem with picking PS1 games are, it's
Yeah.
no longer a remaster, you're asking for a remake.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
think if you want to go remaster, it has to be from the PS3 360 era.
Oh, okay.
Well, that screws my Turok Dinosaur Hunter.
Yeah. LA Noir.
Yeah.
Master of LA Noir would be nice.
Right? Yeah, because I think then we're asking about remakes. So with remasters, it's just like updating the paint a little.
Yeah.
Instead of Frog.
Well, maybe next week we can talk about remakes.
I don't know. I literally just want GoldenEye with a new, like, fucking graphic top on it. Like,
What are
overlay
you
on
talking about?
it.
That came out. It was
That already
called
came
GoldenEye.
Yeah, it
Litigation.
had Daniel Craig in it.
Yeah, it's great.
I don't
Yeah.
want fucking Daniel Craig. I want you to make him look more like Pierce Brosnan.
No, that's not that one. That's the one with the villain one, GoldenEye. Remember the one we played at UNO?
Yeah!
Yeah, GoldenEye.
Oh, whatever,
I
guys.
think I hate you.
John Q. Goldeneye.
You
Yeah.
mean that golf game? GoldenEye?
Golden Tee?
Golden Tea.
Yeah.
No.
I don't know. What was a really good PS3 game that didn't really get much love? Enchanted Arms, that RPG, or even Lost Odyssey. I thought.
Yeah, Lost
So,
Odyssey.
what about Infinite Undiscovery, Chris?
I would
Did you
love it.
play that again?
I'm. Excuse me.
What is the deal with that game in Chris?
Did
I
you just snuff?
I like that game.
I love Infinite
He
Undiscovered.
loves it, but it was so not beloved and didn't sell well at all. So it's Chris's like hipster game.
I'm with Chris with that game. It's a solid game, and there's like a cast of like 40-something characters. To
It's a
play.
lot of fun,
Yeah.
but no one played it, so I guess fuck us.
You know what else would be good?
Photoboy.
Spec Ops: The
I
Line,
kind of want to play it again.
which you
Oh,
still should
yeah.
play.
Yeah, you were telling me about that.
But yeah, so that about wraps it up for today. You want to say goodbye and say what we played this week, since we forgot to mention that?
Yeah, I played Destiny.
Josh played a lot of Rise of Iron. What about other Josh?
I played Far Cry Primal.
Chris loves that game.
I don't care.
Almost beat it. So.
Boom. I beat Headlander, and I ranked number 42 in the world in the Dragon Ball Z Dokkan Battle tournament. So
I
got that coming
finally
for me.
bought Hyper Light Drifter, so I've gotten
Nice.
into that.
Josh, I need to fucking finish that game.
I know we need to finish the game. I'm about to go on vacation stuff.
Future Josh can worry about it.
You need.
Future Josh is going to have a lot of problems.
We should definitely play it soon.
We should. Future Josh is going to have a lot of problems.
This guy plays Destiny. Rise of Iron is doing for Destiny what World of Warcraft Legion has done for WoW. By the way, World of Warcraft doubled its subscription. It's back up over 10 million.
Good for them.
It's a 13-year-old game,
Good for them.
and it is now still making 10 million times $15 a month.
Good for them.
So, $115 million dollars a month.
Yeah, but you probably have a larger fan base in China now.
Of course,
answering,
yeah.
so-
China's definitely picking up the
China's
slack.
controlling everything we do now,
But yeah, so
audience-wise.
I beat Headlander, and I said the tournament, and I think that was all I did, because last week I talked about Mario and Luigi PSP. So you go, Chris.
I beat Bioshock 2, which was a real nostalgia buster, because I don't think it's fun. I like the story and I like the setting again. Some of the mechanics I just don't care for. Like the little sister gathering Adam stuff is no fun at all. But I finished it again and I think it's still good. It's just it's less good than I remember.
Super Johnny Bravo right now.
I also played the Minerva's Den DLC. I think that's tremendous DLC. It's one of the best DLCs I've ever played.
So would you recommend just playing the DLC and not the
No,
actual game?
I'd go through the game. Lady. Who's that? Is that you?
I think Josh is the lady.
All right. Anyway, I don't know. I would recommend playing the whole game,
Okay.
but
You just just a hairdo. Right
I would
now.
absolutely say that afterwards or at some point, play Minerva's Den because it's
fair.
very, very good.
And you said you got Hyperlight Drifter, but haven't
Yeah,
played it.
I've played like a little bit. I don't know what you call it. Is it? Are there levels? I've gone up
there's
in
sections.
elevators twice.
Yeah.
And then,
Josh and I beat
you get to
3.
the house.
No, 2 of the bosses.
They bring you to your house for the first time, and then you leave that, and I just kind of started wandering around.
Gotcha.
I
Go north.
have come to the realization there's no words. I didn't know it was a non-verbal Zelda-ish sort of world, and
Zelda meets Dark
it's
Souls.
gorgeous. Yeah. And I'm really enjoying it. And I started figuring out the actual mechanics finally. Because I did a lot of sprinting off into nothingness and falling at first because I didn't realize my mouse was controlling
Nice.
what direction he sprinted in.
It's alright if you're Josh, you just sprint into a hole and then steal my life. Alright, let's wrap it up. I'm Matt.
I'm Chris.
I'm Josh.
I'm Doug.
I'm other Josh.
We're the NOLA Nerds, and we will see you next week.
Yay!
So which one?